Today, we're discussing a massive paradox in the Indian economy. If you look at the macro indicators, GDP growth, infrastructure spending under PM Gati Shakti, or the rise of e commerce, freight volumes are hitting record highs. Yet, if you sit down with traditional 3PLs, 4PLs, 5PLs, or international freight forwarders, they're all complaining about the exact same thing, a brutal profitability squeeze. Akshdeep, why are these massive volumes translating into lower margins?
Just you're right in addressing all the problems. The issue is that the cost of managing logistic in India has skyrocketed while clients are demanding rock bottom pricing. This has squeezed the profit margin of the market. Take traditional 3PLs. They're caught between the hyper strict customer SLAs, where people demand real time ETAs and instant proof of delivery, and a highly fragmented vendor market. Over 70% of Indian trucks belong to small fleet owners. A 3PL spend half of their day manually calling brokers, handling empty haul leakages, fighting over manual billing errors, and their margins are bleeding into operational inefficiencies.
Exactly. And then it gets worse when you step up to 4PLs, 5PLs. These are non asset and asset heavy players who are supposed to orchestrate the entire supply chain or build massive e commerce networks. But today, large enterprise shippers are simply in housing their supply chain technology. They're buying basic ERP integrations and cutting the 4PL out of the loop. To stay relevant, 4PLs and 5PLs are forced to maintain incredibly expensive custom IT tech stacks, turning what should be lean, high margin operating business into a heavy cash draining IT that includes hiring big research and development teams, timeline to build a fragmented system that's usually around 12 to 24 months, and cash burn of 8 crores approximately.
Well, that's so unfortunate, but it's true. Don't forget the freight forwarders. On the international side, they are trapped in a vicious working capital cycle. Because of the global shipping disruptions and port congestions, ocean freight rates spikes out of nowhere. Shipping lines demand upfront payments, but domestic Indian MSME clients demand 60 to 90 days of credit. Plus, global carrier lines are launching direct digital booking portals, bypassing the forwarders entirely.
It sounds like a death by a thousand cuts. But this is exactly where modern multi tenant transport ecosystems platforms like Load Pilot come into play. We've
Right.
developed an architectural model and it actually solves the leakage problem while laying out a genius roadmap of where a logistics manager can recover their lost profits.
Well, you're absolutely right, Jasmine. Let's look at the number from LoadPilot's central platform metrics. When a logistic operator uses LoadPilot as an orchestrator, they aren't just saving time, they're capturing micro margins. LoadPilot Real World Analytics shows an average real time platform margin of around 4.7 per transaction on raw freight arbitrage alone. Not only that, it actually saves the data in the system for audit trails. But the broader revenue intelligence dashboard demonstrates that the platform unlocks a blended profit margin of up to 32% when you combine multiple revenue lines.
Wait, a 32% margin in this current economic climate? Break
That's right.
it down for me. How does a 3PL or a 4PL actually make that profit using Load Pilot's architecture?
Well, I'm more than happy to walk you through it, just me. It boils down to a diversified automated revenue structure that LoadPilot manages directly from its admin console. Freight
Hmm.
commission is the core engine. Through LoadPilot's bid and negotiation engine, admin can view real-time carrier codes, send instant counters, and accept absolute lowest operational rate. Instead of losing money to broker leakages, the system calculates the spread between what the shipper pays and what the carrier receives in real time. With platform fees per load, LoadPilot allows 4PL or logistic networks to charge clean automated processing fee per transaction. Since the system utilizes an automated load queue to review price and auto post loads, the cost to process a shipment drops to near zero, making this fee pure profit. Shipper and carrier portal is where LoadPilot monetizes ecosystem access. Shipper use the dedicated shipper portal to post loads and manage multi-city documents, while the premium carrier access premium high-volume lanes in the marketplace, which allow the player to manage their network efficiently while scale.
That makes complete operational sense. Load Pilot is turning manual tracking into automated software revenues.
Yeah.
But let's map this directly to the feature set. If I'm a 3PL or 4PL, drowning in paperwork and daily operational fires. How does Load Pilot fix my day to day leakage?
Well, just me, think about the chaos of the trip management. In a traditional setup, driver call you constantly for advances and you have zero security. LoadPilot features an integrated OTP request queue. When a carrier arrives at a warehouse or completes a delivery, they raise a secure OTP request through their mobile application. The admin instantly reviews it and hits approve to release payment safely, entirely cutting out fraud or unauthorized trip delays.
And what about the constant customer complaints regarding visibility? Shippers threaten to penalize 3PLs if they don't know where their cargo is.
Well, that's just sad, but Load Pilot's live tracking and driver activity timeline completely neutralize that threat. It gives an interactive map view alongside a granular milestone timeline, showing exactly when the vehicle was assigned, reached pickup, went in transit, and hit delivery milestones. No more manual Excel spreadsheets or tracking calls. If there's a delay at a warehouse, the 3PL has ironclad data to prove it wasn't their fault.
What about freight forwarders problem we discussed? The compliance nightmare, tracking manual invoices, and data mismatches that lead to port penalties.
Well, don't you worry about that, just me. LoadPilot tackles that head on with its memo management document review workflows. Instead of relying on manual accounting, the admin can automatically generate a beautiful line item freight invoice, what the platform calls a memo, and track its life cycle in real time. You can see whether the shipper has viewed it, responded to it, or if it's overdue. That prevents operational confusion. Combine that with the strict finance document review, where the admin must cross verify eBay bills and transport documents before releasing carrier payouts, and you completely eliminate compliance penalties.
So, what we're looking at is a total transition from defensive survival to offensive profitability. Shippers get automated onboarding, carriers get verified and bid transparently, and the logistics provider sits in the middle acting as a digital control tower, capturing transaction fees, commissions, and subscriptions seamlessly.
All in all, what you're trying to say here is that it improves the infrastructure of the logistics. In a tight economy, you cannot control fuel price spikes or global shipping crises. But with a platform like LoadPilot, you can control your operational leakages, eliminate manual errors, and build a predictable multi-layered profit engine.
Wow, that's actually fascinating insight, actually.
Thank you.